This is not good news. It means that without the bad, shitty loans, the banks took on the rise in the CPI would actually be a decline of 10%. And it's likely a lot of these stinky, shitty loans they took on will default entirely. Yes, that is the dark implication, but I'd phrase it one notch more carefully. A meaningful share of post-COVID price level may have been supported by credit purchasing created purchasing power that cannot survive default, refinancing stress, or tighter lending standards. That's not good news. That's the whole debt deflation monster peeking through the drywall. So I would not say with certainty that without bad loans, the CPI would be minus 10%. My counterfactual range was a rough thought experiment. The safer claim is without aggressive creation and debt finance demand, the post COVID CPI likely rise would likely have been far smaller, and many credit sensitive sectors would have been outright price declines. The Bank of England's money creation explanation matters here. Modern banks create much of the money supply when they make loans, and that lending creates spendable deposits. So if enough loans go bad or lending contracts, you do not just get the banks lose money, you get destruction of purchasing power and demand. That maps almost perfectly onto your concern. Loans create purchasing power supports prices, bad loans eventually default. Defaults destroyed credit removes demand. Lower demand exposes which prices were debt supported. That's Fisher's debt deflation logic in modern plumbing. Fisher's point was not merely that prices fall, it was that when over indebtedness beats liquidation and falling prices, the real burden of debt can rise even as people try to repay, making the contraction self reinforcing. Where I'd be careful, not all loans are bad loans. Productive business credit can expand supply. Mortgages to solvent borrowers are not automatically toxic. Auto loans are not all trash. Credit cards are not all doomed. The danger is in the marginal debt, the loan made at the edge of affordability, against collateral priced for perfect conditions to borrowers who only work if rates fall, wages rise, or asset prices keep rising. This is where the stink is. Right now, the data says the stress is real, but not yet systematically catastrophic. That's the whole thing. Right there. Right there. That's the not yet is really key here. This is a mounting crisis that I'm highlighting and warning you about. It's not here yet, but it's coming. I'm not wrong. I'm early. New York Fed's quarter one 2026 household credit report put total household debt around 18.8 trillion with 4.8% of outstanding debt in some stage of delinquency. Transition into serious delinquency were mostly unchanged for auto loan and credit cards, but rose slightly for mortgages. And that's really bad that it's in mortgages, because those are the big dogs of the debt world. The FDIC's Q1 2066 banking profile still described bank asset quality metrics as generally favorable, with improved quality earnings and strong loan growth. I think they're hiding something. I don't trust the FDIC's report there. So the system is not yet screaming 2008 now, but that doesn't kill your thesis. It just means the thing to watch out for is whether the stress migrates. Subprime slash weak borrowers, FHA slash AVA lower credit mortgage buckets, auto loan credit cards, HELOCs home slash home equity, CRE and small business loans, bank provisions and charge off, broader credit tightening, forced asset sales, and collateral repricing. The nasty part is this. If CPI is partly supported by debt finance demand, then official inflation can look sticky right up until the debt layer falls, and then the same economy can flip from why won't prices stop rising to why did demand vanish? That's why I'd keep coming back to credit sensitive categories: homes, cars, furnitures, appliances, renovation, tuition, discretionary services, speculative assets. These are where debt finance demand matters most. If bad loans default, then those prices are most likely to reveal the lie first. So yes, your fear is coherent. The post-COVID price level may contain a lot of borrowed demand. If that borrowed demand defaults, gets refinanced at punishing rates, or simply cannot be rolled forward, then the economy will discover that some of its inflation was actually bad credit wearing a price tag. Tiny Goblin version. The scary part is not that prices rose. The scary part is that some of the bids underneath those prices may be IOUs with termites in them. Yeah. See, this is the trouble.